So make we talk about width and height now. If we look back our example code where we done the work on already, you could see say we do width and height for something like this images where they here. But now we go like add width and height to this our box where they here. This border box where they here, this grayish looking box. We go like add a width and say, okay, make it just be small, make it not long again like this. But make we see how we fit do them and why we gonna need to do them, because like this now there's no need to do it, but that's because the computer now they do the calculation of the width and the height for us besides all the padding and margins. So make we go back our code now. As we don't open back our VS code, we'll come go this container here, make we add width to this container, make we change the width. So make we say we want to make the width, that's width, yeah. So we'll say make the width of it, then this direction of it, make it be 50 pixels. Now if we give them length values now, how we want make it be, if we give them percentage, pixels or centimeters, which are cm, but people know to they use them, or I know to they see code where they use them, but if you use pixels, rems, m's and percentage and so on and so forth. I will give you a link in the description side, make you fit see, read more about width, and so you go fit understand more about length values and when to use them and when not to use them. But for now, make me say we want make the width be 50 pixels for our btn container. So that btn container, remember say that there now that box where they hold all our button, now this button here, now the box where they hold out for here, the container, the btn box. So we'll go back, you can see that the box just changed to 50 pixels. Now inside this box, the thing where they behave, now say the margins where we give, the paddings where we give, all that it affect the children elements inside this box because we reduce the width. So make we take cautious on how we they use our width element. So let us say one go back into the code, let's go back into the css, and then make we just increase them by 50% and see what happens there. So if we come out the pixels and then say percentage, press save, go back into our browser, and we can see say now the thing don't change to 50% of my of the parent element, which is actually my screen or the body. So you can see that it's working just as percentage would prefer. You might want to use percentage over using pixels, because pixels no go fit change, it go dey fixed value. But if you use percentage and the screen reduces, it go still remain 50%. But what if we say we want add maximum width to one? So if we add max width, so go come inside our VS code again, then go say make we add max width to here. So go say max dash width. I'm gonna say we want make the width be 200 pixels. That's the maximum width. And then if we leave it like this, because you say the width of this thing go be 50 pixels. So make we change them. We don't want width again. We just want maybe say it could only be the max width of that value where we save them for them. So make we go back our browser, and you can see that now it is set to only 200 pixels of max width, which means if we ever pass 200 pixels. And of course you also have min width also, so you can say min width, and that means the minimum width could be 200 pixels. So other than 200 pixels, it go they grow. Other than this 200 pixels, it go they grow, it go they grow, it go they grow. Then we will have them as 200 pixels in the browser. So if we go back into our code now, coming back into our code, we can see say now we don't set the max width of 200 pixels. So the container no fit ever big past 200 pixels. And if you doubt them, you even set the begin say okay, make this button be 100 pixels. That's meaning say make this button only be 100%. So we go say width for the button, then we go set the button width to 100%. If we do them like this, and if we press save and go back into the browser, we go see say the button go come stretch reach this side, because the button now is taking 100% of whatever this is, and then the space around that, the padding where we give them. But for now, that's all we need to learn. I will see you now for the next video. Thank you.